And he goes jumping in. Amazing round. Great hat-trick from Taz.
Peak flashes in and casts the ultimate. Then a 20 health left. Oh no, she will flash. The shield clutch.
Oh, a blink into all those units would be an amazing defense. Champion of the Intel Extreme Masters.
Hey guys, welcome. Finally, it's time for some League of Legends here at the Intel Extreme Masters Global Challenge in Cologne. We've got a decent audience, but hopefully that's going to fill up here. Joining me is Demon, my regular partner on ESL TV. We've got matching t-shirts today, which, by the way, I've seen a few guys in the crowd. That guy there, you're cool with your hat as well. So yeah, League of Legends, we had a slight delay. You saw there probably on the overlay on the stream because Alternate couldn't actually get inside the event. They had some problems with their tickets and things like that, but finally they're in, they're set up, and actually we have all the guys in the game already.
We do, and I'm excited. It's the first game of the event. Here we are in the Extreme Masters. Hopefully the crowd's not here for StarCraft because there's a small schedule change. They're going to get. Hopefully they're not all going to get up as soon as the game starts. Oh, damn it, I'm on the wrong stage.
I hope not. I hope not.
It was pretty amazing. I mean, the doors opened at 10 o'clock. We were here all here yesterday. It was a press day yesterday, so it was a pretty busy press day. And we got to play Dominion.
We did.
And if you guys haven't played Dominion yet, you know, well, I got to be honest, when Dominion was first announced, I was a little underwhelmed.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, and all my friends, we were all like, nah, it's just another game mode. But after playing it, it's really fast-paced. It's really exciting stuff. We even did the commentary on it as well. We had SK versus Team Solo Mid.
Yeah.
So first pro game on it, and immediately Tactics started developing like all the Riot games, etc. that we'd done. Nobody had done all these. Suddenly, Chaos was holding bottom lane on his own as an AD carry. And all the whole time we were saying AD carries can't work on this map. It's not going to happen.
Well, they did.
And they did. And Chaos went, I think it was 18, 5, 16 or something crazy. And everyone was just like, oh, okay.
It can work.
Yeah. But then again, it's, you know, that's Chaos. It's like one of the best AD carries in the world. So it's slightly different. But Dominion, I've been really, really impressed with it. It's kind of surprised me, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, and for you guys here in the audience, the League of Legends booth is somewhere that way. You can play Dominion here throughout the course of Gamescom. Be prepared to queue up, though, because yesterday was press day, and I've never seen so many 13-year-old press guys actually in one day. So obviously today we're starting out with the Intel Extreme Masters Tournament, $32,000 up for grabs in the whole tournament, and we're going to be kicking off with Millenium versus Alternate. Obviously Millenium, if you follow me on Twitter, which you definitely should, by the way, if you don't already, I was talking a little bit about predictions and the lineup change for Millenium because they've recently let go of Momo, although Momo will probably tell you he left because he couldn't get on with the rest of the team, or one person in particular. So they've actually got a slightly different lineup because of that, but also because Yellow Star, of course, their famed AD carry, their main AD carry, is actually on holiday. So missing the first big tournament, actually,
and
since
it's first
DreamHack,
game of the day. It puts pressure straight on them. And I mean, we don't know how Millenium are going to perform. You know, obviously we saw them at DreamHack. They were fantastic. Came up runners-up, took away a big chunk of money. But, you know, they lost to SK, I think, just last week in the Go for LoL Monthly. Although, to be fair, it was 2-1. They won a game, so it wasn't exactly a whitewash. You know, and that was against probably SK, who I would say are probably the favourites, actually, for the whole event. They've got a very good team at the moment. But, you know, Alternate ATAC's coming into this. They're going to... It's surely got to give them a bonus. They're thinking, hang on a minute, like they're missing two major guys in just a week. The practice is not going to be there. There's going to be a lot of changes to the lineup. And we didn't know how it was played. I mean, you were talking to Tidus earlier about the changes.
That's Kuja, actually, and I asked him, first of all, where's Yellow Star and why is Yellow Star not here? And he told me, he's on holiday, but don't worry, we've got Tidus here and he can play that AD role. And he actually said we've got 4 guys out of the 5 who can play that AD role, and we'll probably see some switches up depending which champion they go for playing in that AD role down in the bottom lane. So that'll be interesting to see how Millenium come about. That one, like you said, Alternate, former Compito team, they actually got a free pass in terms of qualification for this event. Of course, they were Compito, finished second in the ESL Pro Series. SK won it, but because of the German lineup that they used there and the lineup that they have now and all the changes that went on with SK, Compito automatically took that slot. So today, general run over things, we are going to be going from start to finish in Group A. Group B will be coming your way tomorrow, then Saturday into the semi-finals, then of course Sunday will be the grand final.
And the EMS final as well
and
on
the
Saturday.
EMS final,
SK versus TSM. So you know, it could even be a practice for the finals. We don't know. We'll have one semi-final, I think, before it, and then there's one after it. So, but who knows? Who's going to top the group? In the Millennium's group, as well as Alternate ATAX, is Team Solo Mid and My Revenge. So the top two will obviously go through to the semi-finals. First place, this group will be playing second place, off Group B, etc. It's pretty straightforward. And we have the spectator mode. If anyone was wondering, we have the spectator mode, so it's all good. We even have the proper banning client, which is
it's amazing.
It's great for us because I'm sure if anyone's watched games online and you're like, come on, start already, it's not our fault. We're waiting for these guys to go, we're like, bans and picks. Bans and picks.
Well, I can switch over there to
no,
my
can't.
screen. Oh, no, I can't. Pharrell's left the game. Nice.
Now they're trolling us on land.
Yeah, we do have that ban pick system. You know, when you've watched maybe some of our shows on IRC, we had like millions of delays because those 3-minute or 2-minute rules weren't quite in force
switching
there.
sides, okay.
They're switching sides due to the seeding and stuff like that, I guess, coming into this one. Yeah, so Millennium are going to have first ban, and they do get 3 bans each. It's done 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1, 1, 1. 6 bans.
6 bans in total. Here we go.
Now we can change, hopefully.
So, I really don't know what we're expecting to see here. I mean, it's going to be very interesting when we get to Team Solo Mid and CLG, because the American game, the meta game of America has changed a hell of a lot compared to Europe. So it'll be interesting to see. Obviously, there's 2 European sides. We've seen Millennium a lot. We know for a fact that SOAS is incredibly strong on Aurelia top, so I expect to see Aurelia go. Nidalee being banned out there by Alternate ATAX. Millennium, sorry. So do they know something, or maybe that's a case of SOAS does not want Nidalee up top?
Yeah, and we've seen the second ban coming out there. The alternate ban is a Mumu. So we're going to have, you know, first jungler picked out there. There's Gangplank knocked out from the blue team, which of course is Millennium. And just to give you a bit of information, we are playing on the version of Wukong release. So that's where we're patched up to. There's no Skarner in the tournament mode just yet.
Yeah, and so Gangplank ban, Orianna ban. I'm expecting to see that Orianna's going to be the new Rumble. It's going to be, I think it's going to be banned the whole tournament. I've got to be honest. Nivea banned straight out of there. Obviously, Nivea used to be Mama's main guy in the mid, so or girl or whatever it is. It's a bird.
His main bird.
Well, there you go. Aurelia's surely going to be the first one out the gate by Millennium here. They hasn't been banned. Nocturne was taken straight out of it. So the jungler's really targeted more than anything. And what will Millennium start with? Millennium, well, I'm sure anyone that's watching on stream is not going to know where I am, but anyone else in the audience is going to know that they are directly behind us, the gaming area. You can see this, I think you can't see it because it's not on screen, but there's a guy like in a, but if you go to the screen, you'll see it. There we go, there's the gaming area. You can see they are absolutely packed around it. So in amongst that crowd, and you can see Stream 1 over on the left-hand side there with the thing, is the gaming area. They are pretty much swamped from behind there. And it's filling up in here nicely.
Interesting pick
Lee
first.
Sin, first pick, wow. And that's like a tribute to how much he's been buffed lately as well. He's kind of a very strong hero. He's obviously going to be switched because he's got clairvoyance. I don't think Lee Sin's going to have clairvoyance.
You never know. No, that's not going to happen.
So Soraka, that's the bottom lane straight away. Soraka Vayne, very strong lane there immediately. It's going to be interesting to see what AD carry they go with. Obviously, Yellow Pete, I think it used to be Ash pretty much predominantly all the time, as well as Vayne. Vayne's always been a very strong AD carry, so I'm guessing we're probably going to see the Janna or Sona with an AD carry. Actually, Linak is the new AP, isn't it? Linak's the new AP carry for Millennium, I believe.
Yeah, they've changed around just due to the fact that Moma's gone, and there's Aurelia coming out. And I like the alternate have gone and secured that bottom lane combination exactly how they want it. Don't forget the group stage is best of 1, so you make a mistake in your first game, it could be a make or break match in your tournament. Looks like we're going to see Annie coming out.
So I'm guessing that's actually going to be Linak playing Annie. Almost certainly going to be SOAS onto Aurelia. Schleier is the new jungler for them. And like I say, Tidus is going to be, so I'm guessing it's going to be Kuja jungling, Lee Sin jungling, sorry. Schleier's going to be on Lee Sin. So it's a case of who will be the bottom lane now. Oh, Lux coming out.
Olaf?
Is it going to be Brolaf or Olaf? I don't know. They've obviously got 500,000 RP, I think it is, whatever, right, set up for these tournaments. So they could have any old... it's a weird
one, isn't it? Pick.
It's a weird pick. I guess it's going to be the jungler Brolaf. We could see something different here from Alternate. You never know. we say the meta game changes all the time. We're going to have Taric coming out on the bottom. Who will be the AD? It will be Caitlyn. So there we go. So Tidus is going to be on Caitlyn. Sawaz is almost certainly going to switch with Pooja. So that is your team. What will be the final pick for alternate ATAX? I've got to be honest, that's a pretty strong team for Millenium as well that they've got there. It's a little strange. I mean, Lux is a fantastic hero. I've played a lot.
Yeah.
And only yesterday we had a double rainbow.
Double rainbow. I saw one on the way home. It was awesome.
So it was immediately said as soon as we got out of the car. Lux would be so proud. So what will are they ever going to lock in? That's the question. They've finally done it. Okay, so I guess they may be tweaking. You know what? I'd be interested to know. Is this in the English client? I assume it's not the German client. Daniel's in the crowd. Oh dear. This is some really strange picks from Alternate, but it might work.
Notice that no one yet has picked up Smite on the alternate side.
Well, I mean, if Olaf's going to be jungler or Udyr is going to be jungler, they kind of don't need it. They can get away with it. It's not ideal. And Smite certainly speeds things up. There we go, Smite switching.
No
so Unso's going to be going, and Brolaf's going to be jungling. Okay, so it's going to be top lane will be Udyr versus Aurelia. It's pretty strong and strange. So mid will obviously be Linak versus Lux. And I've got to be honest, Lux can actually keep Linak quite at range. Obviously, it has the ability to just throw the damage out there and just hold it until anyone walks near it. So it could easily possibly keep him at range. It could be hard to see how that one's going to work out though, because obviously if Linak does go with the old flash tibbers explode in your face, Lux is generally going to die pretty quickly. Yeah,
really, that's the thing about Lux. I mean, obviously she does have the stun, or the shackle at least. So that's something to really control Lanny, but they have to be very, very careful. Flash in there, ignite as well on Linak. But this is a new look Millennium team. We're seeing them with a substitute plus a new member after MoMA left, and we can finally call them Frenchies again since MoMA left. The one German that managed to sneak into the team is now gone, so they are from now on the Frenchies.
The Frenchies, and they've obviously qualified for the World Cyber Games. It is Millennium. Yep. They are the French team going forward. And I believe World Cyber Games qualification for Germany is actually here, which is why we've got SK with a 7-team lineup. Yeah,
7-man, I think, maybe even 8 or something ridiculous, because they can only play full German lineup there. So they've got some subs in case they need to. In case someone sleeps over or something like that, and they can start. Obviously, they get 2 minutes now just to mess around with runes and masteries. They were all doing them earlier when they came. As we mentioned, Alternate did come a little bit later. They had problems getting into the event, which is why we were delayed for an hour, almost exactly there. So, an hour behind schedule, but I'm sure we'll be catching that one up a little bit later on in the day. And by the way, if you want to check out all the groups, how they stand, the fixtures, the schedule, go over to intelextrememasters.com. All the stuff and the results will be posted there. So, Demon, your predictions for this one?
Millennium are going to take it. I think it might be a bit closer than we predict, but the fact that Soaz has got Aurelia at top, it's the same situation with Wicked from SK. If you allow him to have that top lane with Aurelia, you know he's going to be strong, regardless. And we're just waiting for Ultimate.
But,
I mean, what do you think? I mean, Alternate ATAX, despite the fact that they've had all these changes, Alternate ATAX have come into this one on the back of the EPS, runner-up place it was. They were runner-up for SK. SK obviously had the changes with the lineup, which is why it's now Alternate ATAX here, because they had not got a German lineup. The whole point of the EPS is the German tournament. It was the German event. They have like one for the UK, one for the Holland, etc., various countries. But as it is, with the jungler, and I'm not sure how Olaf's going to work. He's a great hero if played right, but he can also be a really bad hero if played wrongly. And he can go south from, because if anyone like me is with Olaf, you just get carried away and you're just like, I'm going to dive. No, I died.
Yeah, they have to be very carefully, and I think from Alternate's point of view, they know they're up against a stronger opponent on paper than them, so they may be going for something a little bit unorthodox, a little bit risky, just to try and get their win. Let's get some game sounds into the mix. Yeah, so I'm going to kick this one off. Obviously, first game of the day, first game of the tournament in League of Legends. And we'll see if we have a level 1 fight. Generally, these European teams, we've not seen a level 1 fight, or certainly no early first blood, but we'll see how this one goes. Lux just checking out that middle bush. And yeah, Alternate playing this one very defensively there. You can see the starting items down at the bottom, as Demon mentioned. We do have the same spectator client that was used at the Season 1 finals over at DreamHack.
Yeah, Millenium being very cautious here. We don't think they can hear us. They are sat
I don't think so. There's so much noise here and the speakers are faced away, so...
Indeed. So you can see that we're not going to have the level 1 fight as per usual here in Europe. It's going to be interesting to see when the Americans do actually get involved. They tend to go very much for the level 1 fights. So as kind of predicted, Lee Sin's going to be the jungler here. We'll be going top versus Aurelia, and down the bottom it is going to be the 8-2 AD in support. Although we do have a surprise down the bottom.
That could be very interesting there.
Yeah. And it's going to sneak in there. Nobody's seen them. And they've stuck a long way back.
They've got double stun down there at bottom as well because of Annie.
Obviously trying to claim first blood. We'll see whether it actually works out. Of course, like we said, the spectator mode, we now have the gold value, we have the tower values there, we have the kill counts, we have everything. Clairvoyance being used. Let's see where it went down. I think... Oh, I didn't see where that clairvoyance went used. He definitely used it. But I'm not seeing it on the map. And, well, right now looks like we're going to be saying miss mid. You can see Olaf started off at the golems at the top there. Lee Sin started at the wolves, if anyone wants to know the jungler's path. And the 2 AD support down the bottom are going to come out, so Tidus is going to start farming. And this could, you know, if this backfires, missing out probably on at least a level of experience. Oh, showed herself too early there. Linak came out a little bit too early, showed herself. Didn't want to waste the flash, didn't want to get for it though, and I don't think they would have caught it either. So Annie's going to return, and that's going to mean that Annie's almost missed out on a full level of experience. I think Lux is almost certainly going to hit 2 any second now since this wave finishes. So yeah, so it's, you know, it kind of backfires, but I think you'll soon catch that straight up.
Yeah, and actually you see Millenium there really utilising the power that is Taric down on that bottom lane. Obviously the stun to completely zone out the opponents there. Sadeo and like these who are down at that bottom area. Yeah, we are seeing some pressure up at top, but you know, that fight between Aurelia there could be very interesting. Here comes Slayer, and they are going to try and get this kill onto Udyr, who will get himself away. Did get the exhaust onto him, but will escape from all of that. So we'll see Lee Sin go back into his jungle pattern. At the moment, Olaf just done the blue buff, and he's actually going to go home, so we'll probably see some more from him. There's a stun down bottom. Sadeo should get away from this one fairly simply, which he does, but still great pressure early on by Millenium. I really like that.
Yeah, so getting pushed away, and we can see Lee Sin now coming in towards mid there. Lux had pushed the lane strongly. This is what I said. She will push the lane. I don't think Annie's going to get anywhere near this fight. Oh, I'm missing it. They didn't want to get the stun on there and didn't bother wasting.
Oh, up at top, actually. We've got pressure again onto Udyr. Did use his flash earlier. Ignites on him. He's got his shield on. Is he going to hold off enough? Yeah, it is going to. Wow, and Timson gets away there with round about 50 HP. So just narrowly avoiding taking that first blood. And it's not good that Udyr is having to go back so often.
No, that's very early. We're only 4 minutes into the game, had to go back already, so he's just going to come back and buy. He actually has teleport, so he's going to go straight back in there. Has bought a ward as well as 2 health pots, so he should be fine, but that's used the teleport early, which means when we get to around about the 8-minute mark, I think it will just about be coming up in time for the dragon, possible first dragon. It'll be interesting to see how the dragons they turn out, because the Americans' timing, I've noticed, oh, down in the mid at the moment there, Lux has been stunned up. Taric's also going to flash in there, not going to be able to get the stun on Lux though. The stun already wasted. Whether Lee Sin will be able to land it, no he won't, and that's a good flash. But a flash used nevertheless. Flash was used by Taric, but there's a lot of summoner spells being used up here. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's been able to farm quite happily solo down the bottom there, so it's not all lost. And Taric obviously just coming out of lane isn't going to lose anything. I can see that Brolaf is very low at the moment. Actually isn't the Brolaf skin. Meanwhile, you can see Taric sat there. If Taric actually went to the side, he could do quite a fair bit of damage, but I don't think he'll be able to pin down Olaf enough. Caitlyn now slowly being pushed. They've realised that she's still solo in the mid there. Lux is again going to get stunned this time. Will come in. Will manage to get the stun. Will they finish him off? Manage to get the shatter. The ignite will get him, and Linak gets the first blood in centre there, and Lux goes down. So has also full health, so he's got enough to push the lane. Will he just go straight back and buy? Yes, he will.
Yeah, really nice start there from Millenium. They've been trying for a while, and obviously the stun there from Kuja making a great difference. Down at the bottom, as you mentioned, the alternate have started to push out a little bit. And we may see some pressure going on to Tidus, and he just backs away there. He needs to play it safe at this stage. No point in trying to force his position. But if we look down the CS, which is actually now on the scoreboard at the bottom for us, so we don't need to bring up the other scoreboard, we can see that Vayne hitting 29, Caitlyn 33, so slightly ahead in terms of that one. Up at the top, they're starting to get to you know, a bit more stable of a level, which means that we'll probably not be seeing too much action up there. Again, we're going to see pressure onto Pharrell and Lord in middle, though, and not taking too much damage. Alternate still commanding this bottom lane and pushing it back. Lots of pings. The early wards have gone down here, and in the South River as well. So, you know, despite that first blood, Alternate doing a fairly decent job so far, but we've seen Kuja come down, and he actually had the vision ward there, so they're going to be able to clear that one out. Nice early pickup. Up at the top, we're seeing more pressure coming from Udia. Soa's been pushed a little bit further onto his turret. We may see some trouble for Linak. In comes Olaf as well. Lee Sin is there. Linak is very, very low, but I think he could get away. Flash from Unso, and there will be the kill. But we did see as well, the Lee Sin did get the kill. Look at the damage burst coming out there from Olaf, and Schleyer surely is going to go down as well. Nicely done from Unso, and the Germans, they lost first blood, but they brought the kills back to 2-2. There goes the stun onto Sadeo, flashes away nicely, and that was another close call. Action all over the place. Great first match so far.
Absolutely stunning stuff. Odia's win back once again. I don't think Aurelia's been back to buy yet. Yes, he has got a health crystal, so really well played by Olaf. Like I said, it can work, or it could really backfire. It worked very well there. He managed to pick up both kills. So 2 for 0. Has got the life scepter already, has got armor, has got boots, and has a load of gold to go and buy something. So Linak not going to be happy with that, and I think he did flash Tibbers as well, so he's going to have to use that used up as well. Lux is almost certainly going to be always the target here because so squishy. Meanwhile, you can see down the bottom, Caitlyn continuing to keep that lane push. Tariq actually was putting down the damage onto Vayne, actually forcing the issue, and it's just kept Tidus to push that lane, and immediately Tariq headed straight up towards mid to try and take down Lux. At the moment, see, look at that, he's just taunting the tower, and we are seeing both bottom actually taunted back. That's going to be a lot of damage on that tower. I'm amazed that they've both left it so exposed. They could probably strip a good 1,000 hit points off this bottom tower already. Meanwhile, at the top you can see Aurelia is now porting back, so he's put the pressure down, and yeah, they may even take this tower out before they get back. They're not going to quite have the minions stacked to do it, but they've took it down to 652 health already.
Yeah, I'm not really sure on that whole decision to go back both at once. I mean, there's no way to control the amount of damage that's going in there as well, but we did see, obviously, Vayne going back, has picked up second Doran's Blade, got Berserker's Greaves in middle. We may see a little bit of pressure once again onto Pharrell. Lee Sin is inside of that bush, but not going to get too much of an opportunity. And actually, Pharrell's coming around here. That's a dangerous position, just dropping a ward, and Pharrell could be in trouble now as we do see the flash in from Linak. Oh, and Tibbers just slightly too late there with the drop. That could have gone very bad for Pharrell. And the usual story, sorry guys, I was just putting a ward down.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, Tariq was thinking about having to go down at Vayne down the bottom, and them actually targeting him up because Olaf just coming around though, so that ward paying dividends already. Meanwhile, at the top, it looks like Aurelia and Adir are having a little ding-dong, but really it's going to be a case of, they just hit each other for ages and really not really do much. So Phage going straight into Soaz there, so going for the health rather than anything, obviously going to build up towards the Trinity, you kind of expect. Meanwhile, in the mid, you can see Olaf is being...
Oh, down at bottom, they're actually putting a lot of pressure on once again.
Ulti used.
Yeah, ulti was used. Unser is actually starting to move in. This could be dangerous. There's still 3 there. And actually they put Clairvoyance in, so they know exactly where Olaf is. Stun actually not quite connecting as it should have. And there we go. We'll see Annie moving down as well. The ward is there, so Alternate knew that Annie was moving into that position. I'm not sure if they know that Lee Sin is still there. Lycades has to be very careful because he'll be taken down very quickly if Lee Sin gets in there. There goes the heal. He's gone back onto the turret. Things should start to settle down now once again. If Lee Sin backs away, which he seems to go away and then come back again.
Linak being caught by Pharrell, actually using the ulti as well, knocking Linak down, so low health at the moment, having to back away into the tower. May even need to completely back away, which means it's going to free Lux. Lux is actually going to pause and go by, so what's she got already? It's going to go get some sort of AP item, I guess. Maybe even go for boots. Yeah, actually, wow!
Down at bottom again, massive pressure.
gone for a Mickey Soul Stealer there, looks as, so feeling confident, feeling like they're going to get some kill stacks. I'm not too sure about that in a pro game.
It's an interesting for their 0-2-2 looks to go for Soul Stealer, actually.
Yeah, that's a bit of a strange choice. Soaz is going to continue, and they're going to continue doing a lot of fighting at the top there. It's going to take somebody to come in, maybe an Udyr who can see Olaf is coming heading in. Maybe it's going to try and put a bit of damage down them, but I think between them, I don't think neither of them could actually get a kill unless someone really makes a strong mistake. Bottom lane has been left, so Caitlyn's going to come back. Caitlyn going back to buy a BF sword as well as got those boots, so and a fortitude potion actually in there as well. So, but you can see Olaf has actually ninja'd himself in towards the top bush, so it may be going to have a possible go onto Soaz. Meanwhile, Lee Sin is looking towards Lux in the mid there. There we go, Soaz now. Has Olaf come out? Udyr also gets the stunning, but Soaz, I think he's going to walk away from this one quite happily. Does turn around, manages to get a little bit of lifesteal yet, and it's fine. Like I said, it's going to take something very strong to take Soaz out of that top lane.
And they're pushing this bottom lane fairly heavily. Obviously, Tariq was missing up towards that middle area, so Tidus just playing it defensive, doesn't want to get caught out of position with that Vayne who you think she's not going to attack you, and then all of a sudden she's right in your face and you can't do much about it. But Kuja is now back on that bottom lane, so should start to stabilise once again. Actually, Soaz didn't go back, he's still on that tunnel, on that turret. In the mid, Linak got the level advantage. Let's just take a look at that CS. 72 for Linak. Actually, again, pressure down bottom from Kuja, and we may see something in middle here. We are going to see Lee Sin go into the bush, and again, he has to get his way out of there. Oh, unlucky there for Lux not to catch that snare onto Lee Sin. That could have been a very different outcome if it would have connected. But anyway, the CS I was talking about, 74 to 61 in the middle area. And they've actually used Clairvoyance there just to keep tracks of Olaf. Don't want him to be coming in and causing all kinds of problems, and actually lands the axe.
Yeah, and you can see that's the difference down the bottom there. They are going to go straight in for Vayne. Don't think they're going to have enough to finish them off. They have a minion wave though, so they're going to put a lot more damage. That turret is very low. Obviously we're waiting. Oh, I can see Olaf and Lux now coming down. Yeah, they've already sussed it. Oh dear, it's actually teleported down the bottom there. Gets a great stun on him from Kuja there. That could have been the end of one of those, but instead they've got a 5-man. They're going to go straight for Dragon here. 12:41 is the timer. They will go for Dragon. Meanwhile, the top lane is pushed pretty heavily. You can see Annie is going to come down. Annie doesn't have stun. May have it ready for the Tibbers, I'm not too sure. Yeah, he's trying to build it up now. He's built up the stun, but it doesn't matter because Dragon has gone on 12:55, and the rest of the team, well, Millenium caught out there with a pants down really on that one, because that's going to even the gold up, despite the fact they were ahead in the CS. You can see coming around the side there, not going to be able to catch it, and Tibbers not really doing enough. So down the bottom, let's have a look. CS wise, Caitlyn 101 to 77, so big advantage there. That's around about 600 gold or so, maybe. Well, I don't know, my maths was never the strong point. And also at the top as well, Aurelia obviously 104 to 73. So gold-wise, from the CS, Millenium have a big advantage, but that one Dragon will certainly cancel a fair chunk of that out.
Yeah, that Dragon really important, I think, at this stage of the game. They've lost the first turret of the match, actually, which obviously was that one down at the bottom. With very little HP left. In the meantime, they did some damage to this middle turret as well, but Lord was fairly speedy in getting himself back there. You see Clairvoyance used just over towards the blue over on the alternate side. And we see Timson get back into his lane there with Udyr. Obviously took some damage in that previous fight, had to actually flash himself away to keep himself alive there. In terms of items, Caitlyn BF sword and pickaxe, so working quite nicely up towards the infinity edge. Annie also has needlessly large rod, blasting one, so Rabadon's death cap won't be too far away from being completed there as well. And Lux obviously has the Soul Stealer, which doesn't have any stacks yet.
I think we're seeing Udyr. Yeah, I was going to say he's going to go down and water. I thought he was heading straight towards blue though. He knew something I didn't know, that there was no one there. So he's getting a straight ward down river. So it's covering himself off. Soaz at the moment though, he's just used his ulti to farm off that lane. So he's going to try and do a bit of damage. And really, what Timson knows is he wants to go back and buy. That's why he's suddenly piling out the pressure. Blue being picked up by Lux there, so giving across to him, and the ward's going out. Lots of ward placement starting to happen here, as you kind of expect with the supports. That's what a great support does. And at the moment, yeah, there we go. Aurelia has gone back and bought. So what's Aurelia been and got? I've got to get used to this spec mode down the bottom. I'm so used to clicking tab and doing, where is it? I'm just looking down the bottom. Rabadon's death cap on Annie as well. Cage Lucky pick also on Soraka. So again, that GP5 items, as it were. And still that that Mickey Cell Stealer on Lux is really paying dividends.
Not. Yeah, I'm not sure if we can see the stacks. I mean, there's none to see at this stage anyway, even if we could. But we'll see about that one. Up at the top, yeah, it should be a fairly boring fight unless a third person joins in from either one of the teams there. Down at the bottom, we are seeing Sadeo going fairly aggressive onto Tidus. Obviously, Soraka there just putting a couple of wards down for the alternate side. We may see Lee Sin come in for a little bit of trouble. He does have the lizard buff on him right now, so we'll see how that all works out. And they've seen him there with that ward that was put down earlier on, so Lee Sin not going to be able to do anything. Olaf is actually in the bush, stood next to a ward, so he's pretty much useless in that position. Soaz won't be going anywhere near it. They're pinging all over the place at the moment, and we're actually seeing Pharrellen maybe being the target. We've got Lee Sin moving in again, good ward coverage, going to spot the position, and that's making a big difference. Here we go, gank up at the top, but will they be able to slow Soaz down enough? No, and he actually flashes away from that one, so at least they've burnt the flash off of Soaz, but just so hard to kill that Irelia up at the top.
Yeah, like you said, it's really great wall placement. Both teams have got fantastic wall placement. They've got it straight up and down the river. They know exactly where they're coming from. The tri bushes are covered, and any little slightest place is just covered out across the map. So we're kind of getting them start to stack up. Meanwhile, Caitlyn's still getting nice free farm down the bottom there while they were covering off. You saw Vayne actually cut across, so Vayne's still yet to go back. Had to cut across straight towards mid-tower because they thought they were going to start stacking up for that. Soaz, meanwhile, is just trolling at the top here and still not gone back. It's just carrying on farming, absolutely ignoring Udyr, anything he does, and just like, yeah, it really don't matter. Meanwhile, in the mid there, they did dive onto Lux there, which I missed.
Missed it completely as well.
First miss of the game there, but they are going to stack straight up on this tower, and they're going to get the mid-tower down as well. So Soaz is holding up, but Olaf and Udyr at the top, and that mid-tower is going to go down. Nobody's going to move anywhere near it. They've got a good stack pushing straight in as well. They're going to have to respond to this because they could push straight on towards the inner turret. They've got good vision of the two lanes. They know exactly that nobody's anywhere near this. Finally, Udyr's starting to move. They're going to strip at least 1,000 hit points off this tower before they go, and Tibbers continues to tank it with his new, stronger, everlasting bear form. And wow, look at that. Udyr had to come down and try and cover it off, and now there's a stack going straight into the tower. So at the moment, Millenium are in a strong position. They have around about 3k advantage in gold, so it's a big advantage, and obviously the tower advantage as well.
Yeah, Millenium looking superbly strong at this stage. Well, they're about 3k ahead in terms of the gold. I'm not seeing the second dragon go down. I'm not sure if I just missed that one or what. But yeah, you know, the kill that we missed there in middle is exactly what we pointed out at the start of the game. You get that stunning from Taric and the burst of Annie with the ridiculously high AP that she has, which is up at 250 right now. Obviously, Rabadon's death cap was the first to be completed. That burst with Tibbers on your head, Lux is not going to survive that ever.
Yeah, indeed. So looks like alternate ATEX are going to stack up in mid. They're going to have to respond to this massive amount of tower pushing that Millenium keep doing, yet to find their own one, and really yet to get anywhere near taking any of these down. They are all pretty much full health. You can see that Soraka is porting over. She's actually going to go. Yes, she is. So leaving them in mid there. Udyr's got free reign at the top though, so Dragon is about to spawn, I think. So we didn't miss it, Joe. Don't worry. It's and they're going, it's not here yet. Where is it? There it is. Right on time. And oh, look at that. Linux ready. Oh, Linux going to go face check. They're going to go straight in there. The ward was down. They managed to put Tibbers straight down on them. Oh dear, just get absolutely blown up. Lux managed to put the laser straight across them. I think Vayne will get away from this one. Caitlyn shot. Oh, did 23 hit points. Managed to get away. They're going to go straight back to Dragon. So they get a kill out of it in the end, and they will, and let Tibbers tank it. So meanwhile, Udyr, I think. No, I don't think he's going to pick up that top tower. I don't think he's got enough with him, to be honest. And Lux is going to come in. Lux is not really going to be able to go help. So they've lost the dragon, lost the kill, and the tower is going to survive quite happily.
Yeah, nice little push there from Moody, but it's not going to really help them out, obviously, with that dragon going down as well. And they've got to be very scared now of Caitlyn. Infinity Edge is complete, and you saw there that ulti. Nice crit on it and almost getting that kill, so that's going to be interesting as to how they hold that one. Soaz has got himself back up towards top, as they just put some clairvoyance down just to try and figure out if Millenium will push him. We actually seen Annie move up as well. She's been pinged off. So as we talked about earlier, Demon, the ward coverage up to this point has been very, very strong from both teams. And you can tell that just by the amount of pinging that's going on with the movement around the map. They've really got good eyes on each other. They know that Udi is in his top bush, so is actually just porting his way home. It looks like we could see the push. Oh, and Lee Sin just out of range there. That could have been bad news for them. I mean, they had Vayne there, they had Lux there. Soraka obviously not going to do too much damage in that situation, but good person to have added in there as well. We are going to see Lee Sin go home now, and Ruby Crystal being picked up by Annie for the next buy. Olaf is up at the top as well. Not sure if they know that Olaf is there, Millenium. I'm sure we'll figure that one out. Blue buff is going to go over to Lux, so extra cooldown reduction for her coming forward. Now Linak is headed home as well, and actually picks up the Negatron cloak, so I'm going to try and negate a little bit of that damage that Lux can do to her in middle.
Yeah, I just spotted an error actually. Caitlyn ported back, bought the Zeal, then started building towards the Phantom Dancer, and then went, hold on a minute, I've got level 1 basic boots, and had to sell the dagger straight away by the Berserker Greaves. So small mistake there, but these things happen. I was looking at it, I was thinking, why did he just buy that? And then I saw it change up. So they're going to get good pressure on this top tower, and I think they may well be able to take it down. They've got enough of a stack. They've got 2 ADs in there. Yeah, before Olaf manages to get in, they're going to be able to do enough damage. Olaf needs to be very careful actually, because they could probably take him down. Soraka coming around, Lee Sin also coming to join the party in the moment. Looks like Lux is coming up there, while Vayne has a rather large stack in that mid there, so he's going to be able to put a little bit of damage on the tower. He's going to have to come and join the fight. Vayne is coming up, needs to be careful, doesn't walk straight into this pack of 5 Millennium. Ready and waiting. Lee Sin just glimpsing past all they have. They've gone straight into Tibbers. I don't think it's going to quite be enough to finish off Vayne though. Oh, it will, because Lee Sin's going to get it, catch him very nicely done there. Meanwhile, at the top tower, you can see they're continuing to push in there. So that's in a little bit of trouble. Udyr's going to pin him straight down. He's got a Caitlyn in support, laying down all that attack damage. The rest of the team are going to come around the side there. Linak going very aggressive straight into the doors of the tower. Gets the the laser going straight across. And the moment looks, he's going to get away. Soraka very low as well. Linak will manage to get the kill onto Udyr, and I think, a flash there from Caitlyn, managing to finish off Lux. We said Lux was going to certainly be a target, and I think that's going to be the tower as well, maybe. Will they come around and support it? They still have 4-5 in there, actually. They have a full team, so that was 3 for nothing. That was absolute dominance from Millenium now. 7-2 up in kills, miles ahead in gold, and 4 towers ahead, so they have a really strong lead here.
Yeah, almost 10k ahead in gold. That's a ridiculously nice lead for them after 20 minutes. So looking all good on the Millenium front. Down at bottom, there's a fairly big stack there. How much health to the tower? Okay, it's pretty much full HP. Here we go. Udyr's going to come in. Net use there by Tidders to get himself away back into that top lane. He's easy going to get into a safe position for that one. So as we'll go back, got no mana left at the moment. And Linux going to go back down to farm. So if we look down through the items, Sorcerer's Shoes picked up there for Annie. Also got the Elixir as well, just for that little bit more AP that she may or may not need. As you mentioned, Zeal is there. The Crit Cloak is also with Caitlyn as well. And Tariq actually does have... Oh, nicely done by Lux. Tariq has the Oracles there, so he was just trying to clear out a little bit by Baron, and that's kind of the pre-work probably for Millenium, thinking about going in, taking that Baron down and getting the buff so that they can start to make a big push. Again, Tyler's taking a fair amount of damage. Let's have a look at Lux. How much AP does she have?
Not much.
No, 145. Yeah, really not much. And you know, she's 0-4-2, so she didn't, since she bought the Soul Stealer, she didn't actually get a single stack.
Yeah, managed to get 2 support kills there, 2 assists, but it's really not going to do enough when you're dying as well. So Annie is pushing that lane at the bottom at the moment. You can see the rest of the team not really sure where they're going to go, and you can see them coming across. Looks like it will be the bottom lane. They're going to, they put the wall down. They were trying to catch someone out in the crossover. You can see Soaz is rare. Oh, they knew he'd straight away go straight forward, so they're going to have to clear the lane. Soaz is going to come back down. I think they're going to push bottom lane. It's going to be a pretty standard push here as well. They've got a full stack of minions. They've got the tank minion in there. I think they're going to be able to take this tower, and I think Atax are going to possibly give it up on it. Yeah, they will do. They're not really sure they're going to quite have enough. The laser will go straight across. Wipes out the minions, so that's going to force Soaz to tank it, try and take a little bit of health off him. Going to dive in there, probably the worst person to go in. I think, yeah, Olaf just used his ulti there, did he, to get out of that one. So maybe an ulti used.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so there's a big stack up top, so I guess they're just going to back away and deal with these rather large stacks. Dragon, trying to see what time it was on. I don't think it's due, is it just yet? They seem to be hanging around, so I guess it is due, so that's going to be second Dragon for Millenium as well.
Yeah, and they are now you know, still edging just 400 gold away from a 10k gold lead, which is obviously not going to be, you'd think, not turn-roundable, if that's even a word. It is now anyway. In this situation, they are really, really far behind. This Dragon's going to go down, and most likely Millenium will start to set up for that Baron. You can see their position from Alternate. They're thinking that maybe Millenium are already around that Baron area, which they're not quite. And are we going to see him go back maybe for another buyout before they push in? Catalyst the Protector, Negatron Cloak, that's all about Banshee's Veil, which is bought by Annie. And Caitlyn just picked herself up the red buff, and she's going to go home, probably finish up with her items as well.
Yeah, so at the moment you can see Millenium.
Yep, there's a Phantom Dancer.
Yeah, an enormous lead, an almost unattainable position for Alternate here. We wondered how Millenium were going to turn up for this event with 2 changes to their lineup, and at the moment it seems to be working very well for them. And Linak is certainly doing the AP carry in mid quite well compared to the fact that Momo is normally there. Obviously used to be the jungler. Schleier's come in as the jungler, is doing perfectly well as well, 2-1-3. But it's against Alternate Atex. The big question will be how it will fare against Team Solo mid, which I believe is about 4:50 this afternoon or something like that.
Maybe a bit later now.
Yeah, well, you never know, but it's on stage 1. But so that will be coming up later. We also have another match coming up on this stream just after this one, which I believe Xenon will be casting.
Yeah, My Revenge versus TSM.
Yeah, My Revenge versus TSM. That will be coming up straight away after this one. Not too sure about the straight away part, but you never know with LoL these days.
Well, again, Kuja just clearing out wards, and they're starting to put more pressure in onto this middle area. We'll see if they actually dive in onto this turret. There is a ward in the bush there where Annie is waiting, so that's probably not going to be any kind of surprise. But look at Soaz just straight in onto that turret, and they're going to take it down very quickly. Alternate taking what I think is the best decision and giving it up there. Playing a little bit more around this choke point on the stairs. But I don't think that Millenium are going to give them respect of letting them sit back here. They'll probably push them as far as they can and then maybe retreat back off and get themselves the Baron.
Yeah, maybe. They've got that top stack as well building in there, so it's going to buy them time once that top stack comes across. They've got decent ward placement, so they can easily go for Baron. The timer on that one is still pretty high, I think. Meanwhile, they will go straight in. They've got the target on Vayne. I don't think they're going to even bother. Soaz has dived in. Balls deep. What is he thinking? Going straight in there. Tidus comes out. Linak comes straight in there. Gets an Annie down. They will manage to get the 1 kill, 2 kills. Will they get Sacido down? He's going to get away on Vayne now. Wow.
Dead.
Very crazy.
Oh, great intercept.
Stuff. Beautifully done there. Oh, Lee Sin dives straight onto them though. Soraka's not going to get away with this one. Lux manages to get the stun down on him in Shielder, but that's going to be surely the tower and possibly the inhibitor as well. Wow. Very, very aggressive play from Millenium there. I was just thinking they're going to back away nicely, but instead Soaz just went straight for the kill.
To be honest, I think Millenium thought they were backing away, but Soaz had a different idea about that one. He's straight in there. Then we saw Annie flash over the top. Then well. Schleier was in there as well. Yeah, top turret is down to half. This middle inhibitor is, of course, already dead. There goes the ulti from Lux, and it didn't actually connect onto anyone, just taking a few minions down with them, but that won't matter anyway, because turret is, of course, gone. And we see Unso getting his spawn back in, Olaf just trying to push him away, and this is maybe the time where Millenium think about doing Baron, although they're not fully healthy, and it's kind of obvious time for them to do it as well. So we'll see Alternate start to push right around there. They've just finished off that red buff before Alternate got in there and in a position where they could have stolen. Linak,
they need to be very careful here because Alternate could easily go straight for Baron here.
Yeah, they can't go back because of the Baron.
Have to go back. Yeah, and Alternate are all around here, so they've got every right. I mean, to be honest, if I was in this situation, they are in a losing position. They've got nothing to lose, so they might as well go for Baron. But instead, they're going back. What are they doing? God knows.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I mean, from Alternate's point of view, it was a win-win situation. Either Millenium were going to go in for it and they'd be able to take a fight where they're all healthy and Alternate and Millenium aren't, or Millenium go back, which is what actually happened, and they could have had all but a free Baron there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, when they're 14k behind in goals, you need anything you can get your hands on, and really I don't think there was any reason why they didn't go for Baron there. I've got to be honest, it's one of those things that you see in the top elo games and you think, right, okay, it's, you know, the situation we're in, we're either going to lose this game or we might as well go down fighting. And I don't know why they didn't go for it. Meanwhile, we're going to see Millenium now. They have been back, they've regrouped, they've bought, they've got a ton of items now. Almost a second Phantom Dancer coming out from Caitlyn here. So stacking them Phantom Dancers. And well, looks he's going to back away. He's going to get away with that one. Medeia's actually out on his own. He's going to get back away as well. So Millenium can see they've got stacks of minions. They've got super minions coming up mid. They've got a big stack going towards bottom. They've got a big stack coming up towards top. Top is completely naked. There's only an enemy hit pits there. There's no tower to fight them. So it's going to be a straight up fight, 5v5. Will anyone be able to go for it? It looks like, yeah, it will be for the game. Soaz is almost certainly going to try and dive. I think it was Soraka he thought about diving on towards there. Soaz is going to be the one that's going to trigger it all. He's just waiting to dive onto someone. Looks could have been the one. Instead gets out of the way. Laser used there and kind of wasted really. Lenak didn't get any damage to him. They're going to just back away, playing it carefully. And yeah, you can see the ping goes down the bottom there. They've got a stack there. There's no reason why not to go straight for it.
Yeah, clear out these turrets, and we can see the alternate are shifting over there as well to put up some kind of defense. We'll see exactly what that means. You can see Tidus actually putting the damage out. Irelia is going to jump straight in there. This could be the fight for the game. Ulti goes out onto Sadeo, and it's all kicking off here in the base, and we see Schleier just changing targets all over the place. They are going to dive in straight onto Olaf. They've already taken down Vayne in the process as well. Only Lux really the one that's going to be able to do anything. Soraka actually did quite a lot of damage there after I said it, and they are going to dive straight in, and Lycades gets onto the fountain just in time, and they needed that survival. I'm not sure that it's really going to matter, to be honest. There's a burst damage from Annie, half HP taken away from Lux. Both turrets are down now on that Nexus, and they are going to focus in, and this is of course going to be good games. Millenium are going to go 1-0 up, and look at Soaz just like in there for the fight. Let's take him down, and Annie actually did dive straight onto the fountain turret taking it down, but there is the GG. And it is going to be Millenium winning the game 1 in Group A. Great victory, very, very solid stuff from them, Demon.
Yeah, incredibly strong the whole game through. They didn't look like losing that one whatsoever. They won the tower. In fact, I don't think they lost a single tower there. They were very strong throughout the whole game. So, could they be answering the critics? Could we be the critics? I don't know. But, well, we're going to get to see the breakdown as well of what they bought. And you can see the massive gold advantage of what that gave them. And you can see the item-wise. And you got to question what Lux was doing, going for the Mickey Soul Stealer at the start there. And finally...
Waste of money. When you're 0-2-2. And to be honest, in a pro game, you never get enough kills to make a Soul Stealer even justifiable.
I don't know what that was going on there in Ferellen's head, but, you know, you learn from your mistakes. Vayne did okay down the bottom. You know, Timson versus Soaz actually did pretty good because, you know, Soaz, we know, is one of the top Aurelia players out there. And certainly held his own against them. Actually went for the Trinity Force on Udyr there. So, interesting strats. We weren't sure on some of the picks. Udyr actually got that double kill there with the only 2 kills he got when he came out of the jungle. Got that double kill in mid, but unfortunately for them, Millenium were on fine form and really only 5 kills given up the whole game by Millenium.
Yeah, and you see there, again, just to touch on that Soul Stealer, 5-2-7 is the best score over there for Annie. And even with the Soul Stealer, it's not actually that much of a bonus for what it costs you. I mean, you can be working up towards your death cap faster and get an earlier advantage for that one. But I'd just say, just a very solid start from Millenium. They were the favourites coming into this game, and they pretty much tread it that way. Did a great job to keep things going. So, next game coming up will be, as we said, oh no, not that one. That's a lie. It's going to be My Revenge versus Team Solo Mid. Another game where we're seeing a clear favourite in my opinion. Obviously My Revenge came into this tournament because Aeon, the single point team, couldn't make it to this tournament. Obviously it was too late then to find an Asian replacement to take their place. So we have My Revenge here who will be trying to cause an upset against TSM. And we saw in the Season 1 Championships a tough first game for TSM there, losing to an Asian team. Maybe now they can, My Revenge are going to go in there, but TSM have been here since a very early stage. I think the first team here along with Millenium, so they've had plenty of time to get used to it. They've got an absolute ton of fans here, I have to say, and it's great to see so many people turning out for League of Legends. The crowd's been packed here throughout that first game, and we're only in the first game of the day, so
it is the very first game of the day, and it was a predictable game of the day. It's a shame that Aeon didn't come here. I think they were previously Zan, and they were the ones, like you say, that had that first upset, as it were, for Team Solo Mid. So how will Team Solo Mid handle it compared to their first game at DreamHack in the group stage? Obviously, we saw that they came back from it, finished 3rd place, but, well, great first game.
Yeah, and we're going to be finding out, obviously, who won that second game a little bit later on. As I'm somehow getting sounds from somewhere. I don't know where that came from. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly when it's coming up. Xenon's here at the side, eager to get in onto this second game. So we won't keep him waiting too long.
Lingering behind me.
Yeah, he wants to get in there. So yeah, as I said, it is going to be My Revenge versus TSM. So guys, do not go anywhere. And actually, don't forget, if you're here in the crowd, to check out the Dominion.
Definitely.
The Dominion.
The Dominion.
The one and only. We got to play a little bit earlier on,
Fast-paced.
if you missed that discussion, or yesterday actually we played. I was pretty awesome. I don't know about you. We actually lost that game 0-5, which was like one of the closest games.
Well. You carried us quite hard in that game. It's, the monkey.
The Monkey King. Did it all.
The patched monkey, I might
Did
add.
it brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be coming up with that game here in just a second. Have a little bit of a look at Dominion while you've got some time. I don't know how big the queue is over there, Xenon.
Yeah.
This big, apparently, is the queue over there. So
like a
you
fish.
should get over and wait. A fish? That's a fish?
This big, yeah.
A big fish, as opposed to a little fish.
Fish, little big cardboard box.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. It's going to be TSM versus My Revenge, and it's coming next.